Welcome everyone to Inmind Extensions. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Marcos Nunez. I'm the marketing coordinator at Inmind. Some important information before we begin. This webinar is live, so we will be muting everyone's microphone. Please send us your questions through the chat. We will answer them at the end of the presentation. This webinar will be recorded, so you will receive a link to access the recording after the webinar. For more than 10 years, Inmind has supported the digital transformation of organizations in several industries. This development has accelerated again this year, especially with the large amount of changes that the pandemic has brought. As a Microsoft Gold partner, we have structured our offer with new methodologies and pre-packaged offers that allow us to offer you business management solutions while adapting them to your present reality and giving you full control. Our team organized this virtual event extensions because we believe more than ever that your business needs smart, innovative, and scalable solutions to grow to its full potential. Thanks to Inmind's proprietary solutions and our ecosystem of technology partners, such as k-eCommerce, we provide you with the tools to achieve the digital transformation of your ERP environment and much more. Now, let me introduce you to Geneviève Durocher, Business Development Manager at k-eCommerce.
Thank you very much, Marcos, for the introduction. So, hi everyone. We're very pleased to be with you for this presentation of k-eCommerce, ERP integrate all-in-one e-commerce solution, present in collaboration with our partner for many years, Inmind Technologies, and k-eCommerce, an e-commerce division of MDF Commerce. So today we will be your presenters. So myself, Geneviève Durocher, I'm a Senior Business Development Manager for k-eCommerce for the past 11 years. And I'm working, helping businesses to take the digital transformation with a fully e-commerce solution integrate with Microsoft Dynamics. And I'm with my colleague Patrick Fusarini, our technical sales advisor. I will let Patrick introduce himself a little.
Thank you, Geneviève. So as was said, my name is Patrick Fusarini, technical sales advisor for k-eCommerce for the past 3 years now. And it's really my role to assist Geneviève in the sales cycle for any more technical aspects of our solution to make sure that our platform is a good fit for any of the prospects that we speak to.
Thank you, Patrick. So who we are, as I mentioned earlier, k-eCommerce is an e-commerce platform powered by MDF Commerce. So we're powering a full range of commerce ecosystems via 3 key operational pillars. First, we are expert in strategic sourcing, unified commerce, and B2B marketplace. So MDF Commerce, it's more than 15 billion in transactions per year and over 650 employees, experts that are working for MDF Commerce. So at MDF Commerce, we are one e-commerce division built on 2 different e-commerce platforms. So we have k-eCommerce, which one we will have a look closely together today for this presentation. But we also have Orchestra, which is an enterprise commerce platform designed for mid to large enterprise, omni-channel retailers, large grocers, consumer and B2B brands, and very designed for an enterprise or companies that do have more than 70 stores that will need fulfillment. So on the k-eCommerce side, the platform is more designed to work with small to mid enterprise, retailers, distributors, and manufacturers, consumer and B2B brands. So k-eCommerce, it's more than 170 employees, e-commerce experts that are helping over 700 customers here in Canada, USA, Europe, and it's more than 1,500 websites that are built on k-eCommerce platform. So as you can see, we do have customers that have multiple websites since we have a multi-site platform that allow customer companies to run multiple websites managed in one unique e-commerce solution integrate with the ERP. So for the last 20 years, k-eCommerce has developed different integration, ERP integration with the all Microsoft ERP system. So we do have an integration available with Microsoft Dynamics GP, Microsoft Dynamics AX, Business Central, and Finance and Operation. k-eCommerce is a Microsoft Gold partner, and we do have businesses for more than 20 years with a digital transformation integrate with Microsoft. So we are the only one-stop e-commerce Inmind partner offering an ERP integrated e-commerce cloud platform to Microsoft Dynamics ERP. And we do offer payment solution that supports B2B, B2C, internal order entry, Amazon and eBay requirement as well. So we have different module, marketplace integration module available also. So here, let me explain you why and how we are different of other e-commerce platforms. So really, k-eCommerce has a partnership mentality. So we really want to help businesses to grow with their online store. And for that reason, k-eCommerce will offer everything in the technology side, in the service, training, security, private cloud hosting in an enterprise grade data centers. So we will really offer everything an enterprise, a company will need to succeed online without having to plug different plugin to develop an integration with the ERP with a connector. So that everything will be included in our services with our platform. So we will offer a fully comprehensive e-commerce engine, so B2C, B2B website that also include a sales portal to allow the sales representative to log in on behalf of a customer and place an order through the website. We will also include a CMS, so an easy-to-use content management system, really designed for marketers and webmasters, very easy to use, friendly user. We will also take care of the integration between the website and the ERP system with our world-class ERP sync technology, really designed to transform your ERP system into a self-service web channel. Our PCI Level 1 certification is also included. So PCI for Payment Card Industry Level 1 certified. So we take care of the update of our certification to make sure we are always at the latest technology in terms of payment card security. We also take care of the hosting of the website, the security, the high availability, disaster recovery, and of course we will assist the company with our customer success team. So we will provide the training, we will provide assistance with the configuration of the website, and we will implement with the company, with the IT teams, the implementation of k-eCommerce. All the maintenance and support is included with k-eCommerce. So because we control the software and the integration with the ERP, we guarantee the upward compatibility at no extra cost. And the unlimited support, technical support, is also included Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 Eastern Time. And one last thing, we just released, it's still in a beta version currently, but we can deploy a sandbox integrate environment to allow our customer to test the latest release before decided to deploy the new version on their e-commerce store, with always in mind the philosophy to give more flexibility, more autonomy to our customers, and let them decide when they want to deploy and use the new feature available with k-eCommerce. So k-eCommerce always invests massively in research and development, and all the new version, the new features are always available for our customer at no extra cost. So this is how we differentiate ourselves when it comes to compare e-commerce solutions. So we really are an e-commerce partner. That's our philosophy, our mentality. It's to work to build a relationship, a partnership relationship with our customers. So the main subject we want to cover with you for the rest of the presentation, it's while we are helping customer and company for many years, we often hear 3 top most common challenges that we wanted to share with you, and share also the business impact and what's the solution that k-eCommerce can bring to eliminate those challenges. So the first common challenge we heard, it's often companies that are still dealing with orders processed by email, by phone. Sometimes we also heard by texto or fax machine still. So what we offer here, it's of course an e-commerce solution, an e-commerce website, transactional website that will be used by retailers, but also as a B2B customers. The website will be able to identify which customer just logged into the website, display the right price, the inventory, the most frequently ordered products, the order history, invoice history. So any customer, even if it's a B2C or B2B customers, will benefit of having the possibility to purchase online on an e-commerce website. Of course, processing orders by email, by phone, by text, or even by fax machine, the biggest business impact, of course, it's very time consuming for the internal people that are placing order into the ERP. So they have to take the order by phone, by email. They have to translate that order into the ERP system. They are exposed to a very high level of risk of errors. It's not very efficient. There's a loss of revenue, of course. We can think also of the delays in order processing and delivery times. And it limits the customers, the business, to work with you, to purchase from you only in your business hours of operation. So now I'm going to pass to Patrick to let him present the solution to solve that problem and to allow customers to purchase online on an e-commerce website.
So to tackle the first problem, we often see that businesses receive orders from so many different channels. And it can sometimes be difficult to keep track of all these channels within the team back office. So for that reason, receiving orders via email, telephone, text messages, even fax, if that's still a possibility, what we can do is replace all of that by pointing them towards an e-commerce platform that services their needs, that gives them real and accurate information into their account, and takes advantage really of replacing anything that has to do with all of these different channels. So the first and important thing to note here is, as you can see on my screen, I'm visiting actually an existing customer's website of ours. Now, the reason why I use this example is because this customer sells both business to business as well as business to consumer. And what this allows them to do is service just about anybody, whether it's other enterprises or organizations that are buying from them, as well as the general consumer. It services them 24/7, 365 days of the year. So without having to receive sales orders via email, via phone, their customers, whoever they are, can visit the website, find the products that they're looking for, and then once they add them to the cart and order them, they'll be able to actually go ahead and purchase all with a few clicks. And with the integration, of course, what that means is that it is directly connected to the ERP system, and all those orders will exist there instantaneously to take the rest of the fulfillment process onward. So it's a modern, effective way of making sure that anybody can visit place orders online without necessarily having to contact somebody to do so and wait for a response potentially. It's user-friendly, whether that's working on a full-on desktop screen as I'm doing right now, or whether that's working in more of a tablet mode or telephone mode, which we know is growing in popularity every single day. It services just about everybody. Now, since I'm not logged in, I'm currently just a guest customer, I can actually go ahead and place my order. And what'll happen if I do so is it'll ask me for my typical information that I'm sure we're all familiar with at this point in time, to either create an account as a consumer or even just to have this one-time sort of checkout. And because I'm a consumer and it's my first time potentially visiting the site, we're going to be given payment options that are relevant to these types of customers of ours who we don't know. So in this case, credit card is available. It can also be PayPal, but the idea is we're capturing the payment at the time of order creation. So the k-eCommerce platform's fully PCI Level 1 certified environment ensures that capturing credit card information from just about any customer is very simple and very efficient. I'll be able to enter my credit card information here, confirm my order, and all of this information is tokenized and properly passed out through the different channels in, again, our secure environment that we recertify every single year. But that's only half the story. If we're doing business to business selling, I can go ahead and log in and see all of that pertinent information that I receive because I've got negotiated rates, maybe I've got negotiated pricing or specific products that are being sold just to me. All of this information is hidden behind the login, and when I do so, I receive that personalized experience. I see my order history, I see my pricing, and from there I can continue forward. When it comes to payments, of course, just to wrap up, if I'm a business-to-business customer that has negotiated net 30, net 45, whatever the scenario, I will have those options available to me in order to finalize my purchases and then pay you as I normally do with all of my other invoices. So with that in mind, I'll pass it to, or I'll actually change slides here to talk about the second point.
Thanks. So the number two most common challenges that customers are facing, it's their sales force, so the sales representative, are still working with traditional print catalogs and paper purchase orders. So the business impact, again, it's the response time, while the sales rep will transfer the paper purchase orders to the team. So it will affect the response time. And catalogs, print catalogs are very costly to produce. Also, inaccuracies, the information quickly becomes outdated. It's time consuming. It's a high risk of human errors, limited effectiveness, loss of revenue, delay in processing of orders and delivery time, and the last and not the less, it's the lack of the analytics when consulting a print catalog versus an e-commerce catalog online. Of course, you can pull all the analytic reports and knows exactly which products are the most popular. So you have all the data with an online catalog versus a print catalog. And plus, we are fully integrated with the ERP system. So in terms of report, the ERP is designed to provide any report you will need. So now I'm going to pass to Patrick and let him present you the solution to resolve the number 2 challenge and how we can help Salesforce sales representative to be more efficient with an e-commerce solution that also include a sales portal. So Patrick.
So the second challenge talks about empowering internal sales team members to help sell and at the same time to facilitate order transactions that the sales reps are in charge of. So to show how we can tackle this problem and empower sales teams, we're going to go through this separate environment, and we're going to go through the administrator of the k-eCommerce platform. So this is where the internal team, any sales rep, can log into to take advantage of all of the information that exists in the ERP for them, for their customers that they do business with. So the sales rep can essentially log in with a username and password. And when they do so, they'll be given access to this area that we call customer service. And by selecting it, they'll have plenty of options available to service their customers. First and foremost, if this is a sales rep who is trying to onboard a new customer and they'd like to create an account for them on the spot, well, they can go through the step that we see at the top of the screen to create an account for them, assign a price list to that customer, payment terms and the likes. That way, that customer will automatically be created in the ERP and they can place orders on behalf of them. All done without having to go directly into the ERP to make these sorts of changes or to add these new customers. It's a bit more of a user-friendly experience because it's more familiar to just about anybody or any sales rep, since they've probably dealt with e-commerce platforms in the past, whether it's buying for themselves or buying for anybody else. But if the sales rep is dealing with an existing customer of theirs, well, then they will see their relevant customers in the ERP. So it can be on a per sales rep basis. And they'll get that list as you see on my screen. So when they're talking to an individual customer that wants to complete a transaction, all they have to do is to select that customer, select the contact within that customer that they're currently speaking to, and now you see that they have all of that personal information that the customer would have. They'll see the last 5 orders that that customer placed, whether they're shipped or not, so the statuses of those orders, and then they can essentially complete the order that the customer would like to have. If they need further information, such as the pricing that that customer should be getting. If the customer says, I need to place the same order that I placed last month, no problem, Mr. Customer, let me go into your order history and just place that again. Oh, it was the Tokyo chair and the Seoul chair. Yes, perfect. Let's confirm that again. Now, once more, or rather once again, if I'm looking to do a new sale as a sales rep, I can still use this tool. I can go through categories to help consult with my customer, view the products, view the information. If they tell me they need a chair that's a certain size, well, I can go through the search terms the same way a customer would directly. So again, it's a tool that we're giving the sales reps to make sales easier for them. And once you filter down into the products, you select it. And if there's any additional descriptions, PDF files, guides, all these sorts of things, yes, the customers can view it direct, but at the same time, the sales reps can service or can use this information to better service the customers and be more consultative in their sales approach. Now, what I'm going to do is, because this customer is existing, if I decide to place the order for that individual customer, you'll notice a little bit, as I said before, all the relevant information already exists because they're existing. We have certain shipping options, certain taxes being associated, and of course the payment options are dependent on a per customer basis, either on account or via credit card. And now back to Geneviève to talk about the third and final common challenge that we see with our customers.
Thank you, Patrick. The third most common challenge that we hear, it's often companies that are running an e-commerce website that is not integrated with their Microsoft ERP system. Or they do have an e-commerce integrate to their ERP system, but build with the integration is built with a third-party connector. So in the first scenario, when the website is not integrated with the ERP system, the biggest business impact, it's really the duplication of the manual data entry. So it will double automatically the amount of work needed on the inventory, on the pricing changes, on the order processing, order status, invoicing. So really, there's a lot of business impact to do not have an integration between the e-commerce store and the Microsoft ERP system. On the second scenario, when the website is integrated with a third-party connector, it increases the risk of security, since there's several reseller platforms around the e-commerce. It increases the risk of security, of course. It increases also the cost of the maintenance. So it's really not our model. Our model, it's more to be one unique e-commerce partner that will provide the integration, the e-commerce solution fully integrate together. So here I'm going to pass to Patrick to let him present you how the integration works with Microsoft and how we can fix that challenge.
So now we're getting to the final challenge that we often see, which has to do with the integration and the different types of integrations available. So with the k-eCommerce platform, we have a system that offers the e-commerce portion, the CMS, the payment information, as well as, of course, that powerful integration that we keep mentioning. And because of that, you're dealing with one company for all of these functionalities. You're not dealing, as Geneviève mentioned, with 3, 4, 5, potentially 10 different vendors or add-ons to get one working e-commerce platform, which is often the case with some of the other platforms we see on the market, whether that's the Shopify's, the WooCommerces of the world, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to confirm the order to show you firsthand what that order will look like through the integration. So we'll confirm the order. We'll notice we'll get the thank you page, the typical information. An email is sent to the customer letting them know that an order exists. An email is also sent internally to anybody that is needed to let them know that an order was created through the website. And we'll notice here through the order number that that order exists in the ERP, in this case Business Central, and it is 10-10-58. So within seconds, that sales order is created in the ERP the same way any other sales order would be created. And I'm actually going to show you what that looks like in Business Central right now. Go to my sales orders. And we'll notice that on the screen is the list 10-10-58, just as we mentioned. And what's great here is that through our integration, we're not being invasive on the system. We're not showing or requiring lots of additional fields and windows to appear now that we have an e-commerce platform. For all intents and purposes, it is business as usual for anybody that's working in Business Central. All of these standard fields from BC are being operated with. You have a reference number here always to let anybody know that this order came through the website, and the customer records all filled out, the items that have been placed, and from here it's about picking, packing, and shipping that order out. And once that order is shipped, all I have to do is invoice and ship it, post the transaction, and what will happen is that status will be updated on the e-commerce platform as soon as it occurs. So I'm going to go forward and show you what that looks like on the sales order side. We're going to notice this status change as soon as I refresh the page. So we'll notice here that now the invoice number exists as soon as it was created in the ERP. The order status has been changed to shipped. We get the tracking information. And if I added tracking information on my invoice in the ERP, it would also show up here on the screen for the customers to track their orders. So with all of that being said, it's time to get to your questions.
Yeah, we've got a few questions. What is the timeline for a project of this scope to implement an integrated e-commerce site to Microsoft Dynamics GP?
So typically, if it's a standard project that required no customization, typically a project can take around 12 to 16 weeks to implement if there is no customization with the project. I hope that answered the question correctly.
Yes, it does. Now, the second question is, we would be interested in your payment solution so that our customers can pay directly and have the option to update their account statements online. Do we require to have an e-commerce site with k-eCommerce?
The k-eCommerce integrated payments can work without having the full e-commerce platform. So it is not required. You can have just the e-commerce platform. You can have just the integrated payments module. And of course, if you want to have both, you can put them together to get the maximum benefits from our solutions working together. So it's not required, but they can all be working simultaneously.
Sorry, Pat, I didn't want to interrupt you. I just want to say if you're interested to get further information, please feel free to reach out to k-eCommerce expert team. You can see on the screen our contact information, so we will be very happy to give you more information about KIP.
Yep.
And we have one last question. I noticed on your website that you have an integration to Amazon. Can you provide more information on this? And I want to know if you support fulfillment by Amazon.
Yes, that is a great question. So we do support an integration with Amazon. To leave that at a very high level, what we're doing is we're connecting the e-commerce platform, the k-eCommerce platform, to your Amazon store. And it's using our integration to write any order that is created on Amazon directly into the ERP. So what that does is we take the information from the ERP and we're essentially connecting it to Amazon. And whenever any orders from Amazon are created, well, then they're going to be existing in the ERP, the same way any other order through k-eCommerce would exist. Oh, I forgot to add in there the fulfillment by Amazon piece. So yes, we do both fulfillment by Amazon as well as fulfill by merchant. So those are both supported. And we support, with Amazon, we support Amazon Seller Central, not Vendor Central.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, Patrick, for your time. Thank you, Geneviève. And thank you everyone for attending this webinar. Feel free to contact us at Inmind, and we will be getting in touch with you.
Thank you so much, Inmind, Marcos, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.